Hello successful souls, this is 𝘑𝐿𝐿𝐿 helping online spiritual coaches with their online spiritual coaching business to supercharge their results in 90 days or less. Here today is a video taken from a Facebook Live as I spotlight the lovely Katherine Tack. Katherine Tack has been an Akashic Record reader for many years, and this video will detail many things. For example, what is an Akashic Record reading? How would you know when you need an Akashic Record reading and how it can enhance your online coaching business? How, for example, I found myself looking into the Akashic Records, and there's a story that Katherine shares as well about her journey using the Akashic Records in her life. Also, you can find out if you're on the right business path for your online coaching business as well. And if you are struggling with things like stress, depression, burnout, anxiety, there's also tips towards the end of this particular video on how you can get back on the right path using the Akashic Records. So I do hope you find this video useful. Stay until the end with also the extra goodies as well. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Okay, hello everyone, happy Friday. My name is 𝘑𝐿𝐿𝐿 and this is the lovely Katherine Tack. And if you are joining us today, say hi in the chat. Let me just do a couple of checks my side just to see that we are okay in the group as well. We will be putting this onto YouTube, so if you're watching it on YouTube at any point, say hello in the comments box below as well. I believe we are live, so yeah, we'll get started. So yes, Katherine, hello. We've been in each other's worlds now for like, about 6 months, and things have been amazing. And you are just such a pro when it comes to the Akashic Records. And I don't know about anyone else, but the Akashic Records just keeps coming up more and more in my world. It's just amazing. So I'm thinking, okay, what's a great video for me to do as a spotlight? So the spotlight is on you today. So Katherine, who are you and what is it that you do and what everyone would love to hear when it comes to the Akashic Records?
Well, thank you so much, Jen. It's always wonderful to work with you, and thank you for that lovely intro. My head's just swollen nice and big. No, seriously. Okay, so who am I? So I am Katherine Tack. I am an author, I'm an artist, and I'm an Akashic Record Reading guide. So let's just hop onto the author for just one moment. I have created the book Abundance Magic, and it's a book with 11 chapters about how to help you bring abundance into your life. It comes in a neat little pack that goes through your letterbox, and it also comes with 37 illustrated cards. Let me just hold them up to the camera there so you can see they come. There's 37 cards because I find that it's all very well and good reading about abundance and reading about what you're meant to be doing and that sort of thing. But the last thing we want is for the book to be gathering dust on a shelf. That's not how abundance works. If you want to attract abundance into your life, it is a process, it is a practice. And this system allows you to practice bringing abundance into your life. So you would, at the beginning of each week, choose 3 of these cards. And these cards will help you to work out what you need to be doing in your life to improve your abundance. And I've created a little stand that comes in the pack as well. And you can put your 3 cards on there. And that's why the cards are small, so that they can sit on your desk in a nice prominent position. And you are reminded all the time of what you need to be working on this week in order to improve your abundance. So that's the book. And that's called Abundance Magic. So the other hat that I wear is an Akashic Record reader, and I've just had the most amazing experience with being able to open the records and read for so many beautiful, magical souls that come forward and hear all about their spiritual journey. And that's what the Akashic Record reading is really about. So it's not to be confused with a psychic reading, which is a little bit more about the here and now. It's not to be confused with a psychic reading, which is a little bit more about the here and now. It's not to be confused with a psychic reading, which is a little bit more about.
Sorry, Katherine.
That's okay.
I've probably gone bright red. I'm pressing a few buttons just to make sure those who are coming through can come through. Sorry to stop your flow. I had 2 tabs open, which is a common thing in my world. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's absolutely fine. So you would have an Akashic Record reading if you were interested in your soul journey. So where are you at a soul level? Now, a lot of people are knowing about that we're going into the new world, or we're already in the new world. We're understanding that Mother Earth is going through her transformations. We need to be able to keep up with her. And how are you going to be able to do that? And if you were interested in what would your soul journey be like for 2022? What are you going to do to raise your vibration, keep your vibration high? How are you, what is it looking like? You can ask some other questions about things that, because most things in your life, let's face it, will affect your soul journey. Most of them will. Your soulmate, your career, all that sort of thing will definitely affect your soul journey. So when you come along for your reading, we will unpack everything and work out what's going on for you at a very soul level, how you're going to raise your vibration, and the guides will come through with some beautiful, loving messages for sometimes quite difficult situations. They bring through some really helpful advice, and they are very, very loving energies. They and myself have absolutely no judgment to anybody, no matter what path you're on or where you've come from. We're only interested in your future and how you are going to improve your own soul. And often this means releasing some karma. You can end up, well, if you come for a reading with me, often if there is any karma or ancestral blocks to be dissolved, we will do that inside the record. So the record keepers and guides will assist me with you to release everything that's holding you back. So sometimes people notice that they've got patterns, repeating patterns. They're attracting the wrong person, they're attracting the wrong career, they're attracting the wrong people. Excuse me. And that's what we will identify in the records. And then the guides will come through with some very useful help and advice to ensure that you go forward in the correct way.
Fantastic. There's so much there, and that's what's so wonderful about yourself and the Akashic Records, because it's very quirky, it's very different. It's such a... When I didn't even know about the Akashic Records until I think the universe was just on my side, and then one conversation led to another, and all of a sudden I was like looking into the Akashic Records. I think it sort of lands in your lap, the whole idea of actually finding someone like your good self to actually open up your own records, and things I think just like gain momentum from there. I mean, if we were to backtrack back maybe when you were a little girl, like how did you even come about knowing about it yourself? I mean, I could share my story, but what about your story? How did you come across the Akashic Records for the first time?
Well, I wouldn't say I was a little girl, but maybe a young lady, young woman. But as a youngster, I was quite connected to the other side, obviously. Most people that connect to the Akashic Records are. We tend to be starseeds. Now, the way I describe a starseed is all humans are God's children, but not all humans are starseeds. Some of us have had an incarnation in another galaxy far, far away. But what tends to happen is you can be able to then link more easily to the other side and to the other dimensions. So I was able to see and hear a few things that weren't always pleasant, but some of them were. And I also was very wary of the other side. So I did used to see some people that had crossed over, and some of them, would approach me to give messages to their loved ones. However, I didn't feel like that was my calling. I didn't feel like I should be a psychic or a medium of that type. And I was very nervous about low vibrational entities. They can come forward with other, well-meaning ancestors that have crossed over, can bring these low vibrational entities with them. So you have to be very careful about that. However, when you open up the records for somebody, you do so from such a place of light and high vibration that the low vibrational entities don't come into the record, should we say it like that. They won't be in the reading. I might be able to identify that somebody has low vibrational entities around them, and then we can go and advise them on how to sort that out. But so I find that I very drawn to this modality. I was also offered many times to do Reiki and things like that. And my whole body just said, no, that's not right for me, not right for me. And then finally I found the Akashic Records. And since I worked out how to open up the records and for myself and others, it has been life-changing. I can't believe that I had a life before I used to open up the records. It just feels like a very natural fit for me. And so that's, I think I've answered your question. Is that right, Dan?
Fantastic, yes, because if you're not around the whole idea of the Akashic Records, as mentioned before when you spoke about your story, for me, I think the universe helps you to go to the Akashic Records, and everyone's got their story, and it's really good to hear yours. And if I just may maybe add into this chat now how the Akashic Records have helped me, in case the audience right now is wondering how the Akashic Records can help them. So for me, it's really helped me along my personal love life when it comes to my twin flame connection, and also my business. And you are very business focused as well, because if we were to refer back to your book, Abundance Magic, it's all about overcoming the blocks that you have in your life that show up. We sometimes call them invisible blocks, but really they're not invisible because they keep showing up in your life. And we all, I think most of us, I should say, do have struggles with money, whether it's something you can't seem to overcome or something you can become aware of and fix. But the Akashic Records will help you and can help you, like it's helped me, to clear the blocks that are happening in your life. And also you can go further. The work can allow you to go even deeper, and that's when, as you mentioned earlier, past life regression and that sort of thing. So yeah, the book I found, because I've read it, was really, really interesting and just exactly what I needed to read at the time. And also accompanied by access to the records as well, it's just really helped me understand myself a lot more on a whole new level, which feels, like you just said then, it just feels right, like I think the right people are guided to the records in the right place in the right time as well. So it's good just to just have another go-to place to have your certain questions answered when it comes to money blocks, and also business challenges when it comes to money as well. And it's just a great way of understanding who you are, as mentioned, on a very deeper level. So yeah, it's all great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. So if there's anyone here watching today, Katherine, and they might want to explore more about the Akashic Records, what would you suggest to them?
Okay, do you mean it as in have a reading, or do you mean if they wanted to become an Akashic Record reader?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, both, because actually we tend to find, don't we? So once people start to understand the Akashic Records and they start accessing the Akashic Records, they start to want to know more about the Akashic Records and how to open up the records for themselves. So yeah, we can start from maybe a reading and then onward on to maybe learning how to open the Akashic Records for themselves, like I do now for myself in my business. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So what I've noticed, because I've taught quite a few people how to open the records for themselves and for others, and what I've noticed is a definite pattern of the information. So let's just talk for a moment about the Akashic Records. This is a library of information. It's an organic library. It's living. It gets added to every day. Every thought or emotion or concept that ever existed for any person has been recorded in these records. Now, the records exist in the 11th dimension. So you can imagine when you, sometimes we just go into the 5th dimension, and that's quite a leap. Then the 6th dimension, that's a bigger leap. So going all the way to the 11th dimension can be quite high vibrational. So you will need to be able to prepare your body, mind, and soul to receive this high vibrational information. The way we do that is I teach people how to activate their energy body first. We call that the Merkaba. So that's once people have opened their activated their Merkaba, they are then automatically lifted into the fifth dimension. So their body is still in the third dimension. However, their consciousness and mental state is very much in the fifth dimension. So that means you wake up in like heaven every day. You just wake up in this beautiful godlike state, and you start making more godlike choices and that sort of thing. So once we've done that, we will then be able to, that person will then much more easily be able to access the information in the 11th dimension. So that's the process. I actually start people off firstly with their higher self, make sure that they've got a very good connection with their higher self and that they're receiving information correctly. Then we go on to the Merkaba, and then we do the actual opening of the Akashic Records.
Fantastic. It's such a journey. It's so good. I've obviously been on that journey myself, and I'm a massive fan, and I'm really glad that you are now in my world and I have this access to the records as well. It's very, very good, very cool. So yeah, cool, thanks for sharing. So I tend to find, it seems, that people can get stuck along their business journey. As most people know, here in Soul Central, I am a business coach. I've been in business now for 10 years, and if I could have had the Akashic Records years and years ago, I'm sure I would have been in a different place today. I cannot grumble though, because that's just my path, right? So sometimes people can often feel stuck, and I believe you have a very quirky tool of finding out how someone is on the right business path. Would you like to maybe share a bit more about your bots that you have that actually helps people understand if they're on the correct business path for them?
Yes, Jen, really, really good point. So in Facebook, you have something called bots, which they're automatically created. Well, they're automated questions. There we go. I got there eventually. So automated questions, and they ask you basically. They've set up a whole list of questions basically, and when you answer the questions based on that answer, you will then be led through the bot to the conclusion of whether or not you need more help or not. So, and Jen, you're an actual expert at bots. Do you want to add anything?
Well, the bot is great, but more so, for example, if you are struggling in your business and you are getting stressed by your business, or you're getting triggered on a daily basis by your business, it might be because you're not quite possibly on the right business path. Now, if you are experiencing the negative impacts of stress, this can start spilling over to your personal life and also your health. So the bot has been designed to see if you are reacting to your current lifestyle in a good or a bad way. And if it's a bad way, it might be because you possibly are on the wrong business path for you. So I found a few years ago when I experienced business burnout, that even though I had great success in my particular phase of business at this point, in terms of money was coming in, and we had the recognition of being a great, and I was an owner of 4 indoor cycling studios and 2 in Shanghai, China, were very successful, but it wasn't so much the right path for me overall, because I wasn't managing my commitments too well, basically, and I was juggling all these balls in the air, and basically the stress got the better of me. So I needed to make some changes in my life, and if I had something then, what we're actually offering now, it would have just helped me understand and realize that I need to really make changes in my life in order to get back on the right business path for me. So if you are struggling with overwhelm, anxiety, stress, headaches, burnout, I mean, obviously was the extreme case. I ended up finding myself into depression, and on a spiritual level, depression is definitely a dead end for you. You need to come out the other side of depression. I'm not saying that anyone in the audience here is that far into being on the wrong path, but it's just a way of helping you see if you are on the right path, and if you're not, if you were to score highly with the questions that the bot asks you, because that's when, again, Katherine can help you in this regard. And it might be that you can ask the record keepers and guides the prominent question that most people do often ask in the business space is, am I on the right business path? So yeah, feel free. We'll drop it in the Facebook group, the link, if you wanted to dive into Katherine's world. It's just a way of measuring how you are doing in terms of a business owner, and if you are on the correct business path. And if you're not, we are here to make a few tweaks in your life should you want to accept such help, and to point you back into the right direction.
Yeah, that sums it up nicely, Jen. I think that the bot is something that you do on Facebook, and then the result of that means that you can then decide if you need to go forward and have an Akashic Record reading, or if you're all good, then that's good.
Yeah, we often do the group Akashic Record readings, but let's just say if someone is here right now wanting a one-on-one Akashic Record reading, how can they do that, Katherine?
Yeah, okay, so I can easily put in the website that we use is, do I type it into the Facebook, or do you want to put it into...
I could leave it into the thread in the page.
We'll leave it in the thread, yeah. Yeah, so www.akashicrecordreadingsuk.com, Akashic Record Readings UK.com. And then it's not just myself on that website, there's some of the other beautiful people that I've trained to open the records, so they can, if they resonate with somebody on that website, then they're most welcome to have a reading with them.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, awesome. It's been great to talk with you today, Katherine. And yeah, I thought I would ask you the common questions that do come up about the Akashic Records. And I think as time goes by, more and more people start to become very aware of what the Akashic Records are and what it can do for someone's life and business life. And yeah, I do hope that we are here answering all questions that do come up, and if you do have any more, then feel free to message us. Maybe we can do another one in the near future. But thank you very much, Katherine. Yes, thank you very much.
It's been really magical to be on the call with you. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. And we do have a few extra things in the pipeline, so those who are watching, watch this space. If you are interested in the Akashic Records in any way, shape or form, we'll be definitely keeping you in the loop with the future events we have lined up.
Right. Wonderful.
Excellent. Okay, well, that rounds up today. Thanks so much, Katherine, again. And we'll be maybe not around next week, as it's the Easter Friday, isn't it? It's Easter Friday next week. So I'll let people know, the Soul Central members, what I might be doing next week. I might have a live, I may not, but we'll definitely keep you informed. But for now, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks again, Katherine. And yeah, we'll see everyone soon. Many thanks for watching this video. If you're a coach, healer, therapist or practitioner and would like to supercharge your online coaching business, then feel free to hit the link below in the description box, where you can receive the successful 6-figure soul roadmap and training. It walks you through step by step on how to start, build and grow your online coaching business to success. See you in the next video.